2 trophies. That is all Real Madrid has won since the summer of 2024. 2 trophies that nobody talks about, nobody counts, nobody cares about. A UEFA Super Cup, an Intercontinental Cup. For any other club in the world, that would be a decent season. For Real Madrid, the most decorated club in football history, it is an embarrassment. La Liga, gone. Barcelona took it without breaking a sweat. Copa del Rey, gone. Barcelona again. Champions League, Arsenal knocked them out. 5-1 on aggregate. 5-1. A club with 15 Champions League titles eliminated by a club with 0. And the worst part is, this is not a bad year. This is a pattern, and it is not going to change anytime soon. Today we are going to talk about why. To understand where Real Madrid is now, you need to remember what it looked like at its best. Not just the trophies, the feeling. Sergio Ramos playing the 2014 Champions League final with a dislocated shoulder, scoring the header in the 93rd minute that saved the club from losing to Atletico Madrid. That is not talent, that is something different. That is what leaders are made of. Luka Modric, 2018 World Cup finalist with Croatia, named the best player of the entire tournament. Ballon d'Or that same year, the quiet man who controlled every game from the middle of the pitch. He never needed to be the loudest person in the room, he just needed the ball. Toni Kroos, the most accurate passer in the history of the Champions League, a machine. Every pass had a purpose, every touch moved the team forward. Casemiro, the invisible wall, the player opposition managers feared most because he simply would not let you play. Karim Benzema, 9 years of patience, then, finally, the Ballon d'Or in 2022. Not because he was the fastest or the youngest, because he was the most complete. Every single one of those players was among the top 3 in the world at their position, and they all played for each other. Not for statistics, not for Instagram, for the club. That is what built those 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years, and that is exactly what is missing today. Let us put this side by side so you can see exactly what changed. In goal. Then you had Casillas and Navas, leaders who commanded the box. Now you have Courtois, who is world class but spends half the season on the treatment table. Centre back. Then Ramos and Varane, the best central defensive partnership in world football. Now Militao injured, Alaba injured, and a young Dean Huijsen still learning what this club demands of you. Defensive midfield. Then Casemiro, the best in the world at his job for 5 straight years. Now Tchouaméni and Camavinga, good players, not Casemiro, and leadership. Then 3 or 4 players who could walk into that dressing room after a bad result and fix it without the manager saying a word. Now a complete vacuum. Nobody wants that responsibility. Everyone wants the glory. This is not bad luck. This is a structural collapse. Let us talk about what is really happening inside that dressing room. Kylian Mbappe arrived at Real Madrid in the summer of 2024. He was supposed to be the final piece of a dynasty. Instead, he became the symbol of everything wrong with how this club is being run. Mbappe wants to be the main man. That is not a criticism. Every elite striker needs that mentality. The problem is that Vinicius Jr. also wants to be the main man. And Bellingham also wants to be the main man. 3 players, 1 ball, 0 compromise. In May 2026, 2 players came to blows in training, Valverde and Tchouaméni, physically, to the point where one of them needed stitches and suffered temporary amnesia. Let that sink in. This is not a team. This is a collection of brands in the same changing room. And when you have that situation, you need one thing above everything else. You need a leader. Someone who all the egos respect. Someone who walks in and makes the room go quiet. Ramos was that. Benzema in his final years was that. Today, that player does not exist at Real Madrid, and no manager can replace what a true dressing room leader gives you, which brings us to the manager situation, which is its own disaster. Now let us look at how this squad is actually built. On the left side of attack, Real Madrid have Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe and Rodrigo, 3 players, all of whom want the same space on the pitch. none of them willing to play on the right. Meanwhile, who is protecting the midfield? Who is doing the defensive work that Casemiro used to do without anyone noticing? Nobody. Not properly, not consistently. At centre-back, they have spent 2 seasons playing with players who are either injured, aging, or still developing. That is the most important position on the pitch for a pressing team, and it has been neglected. The money was available. Real Madrid have publicly stated they have hundreds of millions in reserves. They chose not to spend it on a defensive midfielder. They chose not to spend it on a proven centre-back, because those players do not sell shirts. That is the logic running this football club right now. A famous name and a world-class performance are not the same thing. Real Madrid's current squad proves that every week. Kylian Mbappe, he is scoring goals. That is not the issue. The issue is everything else. He does not press. He does not track back. He does not work for the team without the ball. Benzema used to do all of that. Ronaldo used to do all of that. At least enough. Mbappe does not. And in a team where nobody wants to do the defensive work, that leaves everyone else exposed. Jude Bellingham, his first season at Real Madrid was spectacular. Goals, assists, energy, leadership on the pitch. His second and third seasons, he has disappeared into mediocrity. The player who looked like a generational talent now looks like a very good player who has not found his best position. And nobody at the club seems to know how to fix that. Vinicius Jr., flashes of brilliance, then invisibility. Game after game where he is the best player on the pitch, followed by a game where he is the least effective. Consistency. That is what separates the great from the almost great. Real Madrid's current squad is full of almost greats, and almost great does not win Champions Leagues. While Real Madrid has been buying brands, Barcelona has been building a team. Look at what Hansi Flick did at Barcelona in 1 season. He took a squad with massive financial problems, no superstars bought for 200 million, and turned them into the most dominant team in Spain. La Liga, Copa del Rey, Supercopa de España, 3 trophies, and the player leading that charge? Lamine Yamal, 17 years old, developed in La Masia, 0 transfer fee. Now compare that with Real Madrid spending a fortune on Mbappe and getting a team that cannot defend, cannot agree on who is the leader, and cannot finish a season with a single major trophy. The difference is not money. Both clubs have money. The difference is philosophy. Barcelona built a system and found players to fit it. Real Madrid found players and hoped they would somehow form a system. One of those approaches wins trophies. The other one wins marketing awards. Every problem we have talked about today leads back to one person: Florentino Perez. The president of Real Madrid is no longer running a football club. He is running a global entertainment brand that happens to play football. And when you run a brand, your decisions look very different from someone running a team. When Casemiro left, Real Madrid did not replace him properly. Why? Because a defensive midfielder who wins the ball back 40 times a game does not make the front page of any newspaper. When Kroos retired, Real Madrid did not find a replacement. Why? Because a deep-lying playmaker with 90% pass accuracy does not sell shirts in Asia. But Mbappe? Mbappe sells 2 million shirts in a week. Mbappe gets you a Netflix documentary. Mbappe gets you into every front page in the world. That is the logic, and it is destroying the team. 3 managers in 18 months. Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, gone after 6 months. Arbeloa, who was handed a burning building and told to put out the fire with a bucket. No manager can succeed in that environment. Not with that squad imbalance. Not with those egos. Not without the tools to do the job. And while all of this was happening, Florentino spent over 1 billion euros renovating the Bernabeu. 1 billion euros. The most beautiful stadium in the world, filled with a team that cannot win La Liga. That is Florentino Perez's Real Madrid. Perfect on the outside, hollow on the inside. And until someone at that club is brave enough to say that out loud, nothing will change. Real Madrid is not finished. Let me be clear about that. The history, the stadium, the fan base, none of that goes away. But right now, in 2026, this club is being managed like a luxury product, not like a football team. And luxury products do not win Champions Leagues. Teams do. The question is not whether Real Madrid can come back. The question is, who inside that club is going to stand up and say enough? Enough marketing, enough ego, enough building stadiums and forgetting to build squads. Until that moment comes, Barcelona, Arsenal, Bayern and everyone else will keep taking what used to belong to Madrid. One last thing before you go. Who do you think is most responsible for Real Madrid's decline? Florentino, the players, the managers? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one